Hi, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Proud to live in the greatest country in the world. Unfiltered opinions, no PC discussion here. Agree, disagree, hate it, love it, it's all good. Sit back and enjoy some unfiltered commentary. We discuss politics, culture, interviews, and more. Your comments are always welcome. Please help the channel by hitting that subscribe button. Doesn't cost a thing. And as always, thanks for your support. Hi, folks. Welcome back. Oh, boy. This is a taste of what's coming, at least for the next 2 years. Hopefully not 4. I pray to Jesus. Squad member calls for dramatic reduction in police in poor communities amid crime spike. Historically, when our communities have needed jobs, they brought us to police and mass incarceration. Hey, who was one of the biggest proponents of the crime bill in the 90s? Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and Joe Biden. What? I didn't know that. Yeah, because you watch all your news on CNN and MSNBC. And, of course, Twitter and Facebook would censor anything that has to do with that. Or, frankly, you're just a low-info voter, and you're not paying attention. Voting is a very important responsibility as a citizen of the United States. You need to get as much information as you possibly can. Not through your 40-second soundbite on your Facebook video. That's what the hell's wrong with this country. Anyway, let's move on, because this is just poor communities should undergo a dramatic reduction in police as an alternative to mass incarceration. Representative Jamal Brown, Democrat, New York, urged on Thursday. Well, when a new member of the Progressive Squad made those comments on CNN when anchor Dana Bush asked him whether defund the police was bad messaging. No, what they're really saying indirectly is, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody you want to defund the police. Pretend like you're a supporter of the police, and then when they get in charge of these budgets, kill them with money. Take away their money. You hate the police so much, take away their money. Just don't tell them you're doing it. That's exactly what this means. Defund the police does not mean abolish the police, Bowman said. It means a dramatic reduction in the number of police in our poor communities, and particularly our poor black and brown communities. Why does everybody have to be so segregated? What's with these progressives? Everybody's segregated. White people live over here, black people live over here, brown people live over here, and there's a little mixture in between. That's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. There's way more poor white people than there are poor black people in the United States, granted. The percentages are a lot higher in the non-white communities. There's no doubt about that. But that was really working out until COVID came. Lowest black and Hispanic unemployment in the history of the country. These idiots. So let's take the police out of poor neighborhoods. We're probably, I'm just guessing now, I'm doing it from my town. I live in upstate New York in Binghamton. I used to be a city councilman, so I know a little bit about it. We'll say 60-70% of the crime takes place in these poor communities. Let's take out the police. Idiots. There's a lot of people in these low-income and poor communities that aren't criminals, that aren't pieces of blank. They want to feel safe. They want to feel protected. So let's drive them out because they can't live there anymore. Oh, wait a minute. They can't afford to go anywhere else, so they're stuck there. You guys are stupid. Only 5% of policing is focused on violent crime. The other 95% can be handled by other agencies. In some cities, 40% of the entire budget goes toward policing. We have to do something different and not allow Republicans to flip a talking point on its head. Holy crap. How do these people get in charge? It's amazing to me. And she's sitting there smiling. The anti-Trump Republican on CNN. That's like the governor of Maryland as a Republican. What a joke. It's unbelievable to me. Take out the bad element. Bring new business and new life into these poorer communities. That's what was going to happen. But people decided, and people that didn't exist, or I'll say right out, false ballots, fraudulent ballots decided who the president was. I believe that, and I always will. The evidence is overwhelming. No, do we have a picture? No. Do we have a sworn affidavit that 200,000 were put in? They did it in broad daylight. They did it in the middle of the night under cover of darkness where nobody could see in all these major cities and swing states. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure it out. The problem is everybody's guilty, so nobody's to blame. Or everybody's to blame and nobody's guilty, depending how you want to look at it. It was done right out in the open. It's just amazing to me. Unbelievable. Well, let me continue because I'm going to start the rant and rave here. Historically, when our communities have needed jobs, they didn't bring us jobs. Well, there was a lot of jobs coming last year and the year before. You weren't paying attention, Slick. They brought us police and they created a system of mass incarceration. Hey, how about this? I know this is really like unbelievable thinking, but if you don't want to be arrested and you don't want to go to jail, don't commit crimes. Think about that. It's really not that difficult. And these people are very highly educated. But, that's what they say anyway. They brought us police and they created a system of mass incarceration, he added. And we live in a country where if you're black or brown, you're more likely to be killed by police, you're more likely to be incarcerated, and you're more likely not to afford bail. How about this? My store is in a very low-income area on the north side of Binghamton. I tell some of the younger guys and they laugh. I said, listen, here's the deal. If what you're taking, what you're stealing, if the bail money is 10 times more than what you're taking, idiot, don't take it. I tell a couple of guys this in here and they laugh. And I go, no, I'm serious. And then they think about it for a minute. You steal a $50 bicycle and you got $4 bail. You're an idiot. An idiot. Absolute idiot. If you can't afford the bail, don't commit crimes. How about this one? If you can't afford your children or have children, don't have them. I don't care what color you are. And there's way more poor white people than there are black people in the United States. It's talk about individual responsibility. It's incredible to me. So we're focusing on this slogan, defund the police, but where there are resources to bring jobs in our communities, question mark. Where are the resources to fully fund our public schools, question mark. We pay here in New York State the highest school taxes almost anywhere in the country. I believe California and Illinois might be worse, but I think California is. I pay on a little small building here, a little small commercial building, $3,500 a year just for a little building, just school tax. It's double and triple or many states in the country, and it's not working. Where does most of the money go? Let's tell the truth. Teacher salaries, the pension fund, and their health insurance. I used to do city budgets. I worked on 8 of them. I know where the bulk of the money goes. And you know what's going to happen? Everybody's rejoicing the stock market's going above 30,000. When that thing eventually tanks, when this whole thing collapses around them, and Biden is sworn in, and all these huge billion-dollar corporations that helped them, I don't know why they did, because long-term they're doomed. Their stock's going to plummet. And what happens is a lot of the pension funds are tied in to the stock market. When this thing crashes, good Lord, what's going to happen to property taxes in the high-tax states like New York? This is not brain surgery. Where are the resources to deal with the issue of housing and food insecurity? There's no grocery store, major grocery store in this side of town. Why? People don't have enough money. And between the pilferage, which is a fancy word for theft, and the amount of money they have to spend, they can't support it. We're not talking about any of that. We're worried about a slogan. No, we're not worried about a slogan. We're worried about the repercussions from what you're going to do. You want to hire a whole bunch of social workers. So while the kid is beating the crap out of his girlfriend on the corner, you're going to have someone come up and say, well, young man, let's talk. It doesn't work that way. Unbelievable. He went on to say that 5% of policing address violent crimes and that the other 95% can be handled by other agencies, mental health institutions, domestic violence professionals, etc. Well, let me be as blunt as I can. I got to be somewhat careful because this is on YouTube and other podcast platforms. Horse shit. Plain and simple. A New York Times analysis from June found that roughly 4% of policing in 3 jurisdictions was devoted to handling violent crime. The rest of the time was spent on responding to non-criminal calls, traffic, other crime. See, what's other crime? There's a lot of crime that's not violent. Busting into people's houses, stealing cars, all kinds of felonies that aren't violent. Property crime, yeah, like will cause $10,000 worth of damage to somebody's business. I guess that doesn't count. Proactive and medical or other. Give it a rest. Bowman's comments came amid a spike in violent crime in the U.S. and after some Democrats expressed opposition to the slogan, which became popular in the wake of George Floyd's death this summer. Oh, my God, my God. On Tuesday, news surfaced that former President Barack Obama had cautioned against using snappy slogans like defund the police. Yeah, they don't want you to use them because they don't want to scare the crap out of the middle-class, old-school Democrats that propped up Joe Biden. Like I used to be an old-school Democrat. I left the party in 2013. I was a councilman from 2000 to 2007. Council president in 2006. So I know all about the old school Democrats. I was one my whole life. Working class, just like the Midwest, Union Democrats. And these morons supported Biden. They are the same people that made these horrendous trade deals that pulled trillions of dollars out of this country over decades, closed thousands and thousands and thousands of factories, put millions of people out of work. They were making a decent wage with full benefits. Gone. 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 All done by the same idiots they want to put in charge again. Unbelievable. You lost a big audience, Barack Obama said. The minute you said it, which makes it a lot less likely that you're going to actually get the changes you want done. Yeah, because they don't want you to know. Don't say it, but do it. Say one thing and do another. Sound familiar? Gallup reported in August that 61% of black Americans favor police continuing to spend the same amount of time as they already were in their communities. That's almost 2/3. By contrast, 20% wanted them to spend more time, and 19% they preferred less. However, polling has reportedly tended to show black Americans support the dumb police movement. Yeah, like I support Black Lives Matter, but I don't support what they do. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. This whole thing. I remember in 2012 when I was a Democrat election night, the second time Barack Obama won, I was with a bunch of Democrats in a downtown hotel talking to an assembly member's husband here. And I put my head down and shook it. And he said, "What's the matter?" And I says, "Oh, I see this coming." This is 2012. As I see this coming, I don't know how or why, but the people that are coming in charge now with the sloganeering and the things that are doing, I see some bad things coming. And he thought I was just an alarmist, that I was just bitter. Why I was bitter, I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, look what happened. And here we are. It's 8 years later. I can't think of a worst case scenario besides war. Oh, by the way, that'll be coming. Oh, all the neocons that are left in the House and the Senate, especially the Senate, the anti-Trump Republicans, the ones that have been leading us in war after worthless war after worthless war with Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama right behind them. You guys put them all back, or at least not them. They're surrogates or somebody that thinks just like them, and they're basically clones. This is what you've done. This is what you've done. It should have been 70%, 30% in this presidential election. Granted, Donald Trump's no saint. That's not the point. Now you're going to see you reap what you sow. Well, enough of my ranting, folks. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.